Okay, so I'm out here in my glass shop. I'm trying to get some work done. I cannot focus and concentrate anymore until I make this little video clip to share the download that I received last night about the new discoveries underneath the pyramids. And so what it is, or what I was receiving had to do with an extension of a video that I posted probably about a year ago about a series of 3 dreams that I had. So please go back and listen to that video if you aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, because it will make a lot more sense. But what I was seeing last night was that I kept seeing the depiction of the Egyptian god. I can't remember the name, but the one with the sun and the moon on the top of the head. And I was like, when I receive information, it's almost like kind of like this snarky messenger. I don't know how else to explain it, but there's definitely a sense of humor there. And it was like, you silly idiots, this is literally right in front of your face or sitting on top of your head. And so the connection between human beings and the cosmos and us and the center of the earth is right there in front of our face. And so there were all these components to it, but the main thing and the main message was that, yes, these humongous, enormous structures have been built to harness energy in some sort of way, or to do something with energy, manipulate energy, or whatever it is. And we all know, or anyone who has paid attention to the pyramids in any kind of way has heard that the pyramids are perfectly aligned with the cosmos and different star systems and the sun, the moon, planets, all that stuff. And so I do absolutely believe that this is what Tesla was tapping into, which is when he says the creative source comes from the center of the earth, and he's been able to tap into that information, but he's never been able to fully understand it. And I do believe that we are at the brink of understanding it as a collective, as a human species, and that what we are beginning to realize is that the collective source, or the collective consciousness, is not just amongst us as human beings, but it is connecting to the consciousness of all things. And that these great structures have been built to withstand all of the test of time, of all of the destruction and all of the craziness and chaos that human beings have created here on the planet, up until the point of us being able to remember and rediscover that we are the ones, we are manipulating energy, that the as above, so below, we are the in-between, and all we are doing here is moving energy around. And that was like shown to me in this way with all the pictographs and the hieroglyphs and all the things that are within the pyramid structures. We have a tendency to interpret these pictures as like slaves and like trucking this stuff around in like wheelbarrows with pulleys and ropes and all this stuff. And we're like, what we're missing, what the point that I think that a lot of us are missing, is that these humans were realizing they weren't even thinking about, they just knew that they were here moving energy around. And so they weren't thinking, oh, I have to do this shitty job of like lugging all these like rocks and things around. They were just moving energy around. We put our human ideas based on our own experiences into trying to decipher these messages, and there's not all this great space that we perceive between us and the center of the earth and the cosmos, that there is no time and space, and we are all connected. And so what I was, the biggest thing that I was seeing was that the pyramid itself is this material structure that, yes, it is directing energy from the center of the earth to the cosmos, and from the cosmos into the center of the earth. And that these spiral cylindrical shapes that we're being able to view and detect now are not some material that has been formed and then stuck almost 2 miles down into the earth. In fact, it's that we are, because of the earth being of minerals and silica and whatever the material substances within the earth is actually forming around the energy. So the energy is what's creating the pattern and the spiral effect. So it's us being able to actually view and observe the pattern of the energy as it moves from the center of the earth up into the cosmos. And the pyramid is the structure that was put in place so that we could actually observe this that energy actually does create material. Like, it actually is creating this, what we are perceiving as an actual object, where the material is forming around the energy. So it was really, really wild to think of, not even to think of this, but to have this come through, because I was like thinking about how the timing of this discovery happening, and how we are in such a place of division. Like, parts of what we're coming through with this was like what we've been doing to ourselves for the past 5 years, as far as division and separation and social distancing, and like all of this stuff that has been created to separate and divide us, so that we are not able to create this collective energy. And that at the time of us, whatever created these things, or this stuff, I do believe was in the future, knowing that whenever the time came where we discovered what exists below the earth, almost 1.5 miles to 2 miles underneath the ground, would be a good indication that we are waking up and we are remembering consciousness in a whole new way. And our advancement in technology would be a good indication that we are at a point where we could actually make very good use of that information, where we can actually comprehend it and make use of it in a very positive way. So I would appreciate any feedback. And it's also, for me personally, very much connected to what I'm trying to do in my work, which is as a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner working one-on-one with people. It's very interesting that this is coming through for me personally, because I'm now starting to try to form groups to see what we can do in small groups as a collective, as far as co-creating goes. And so yeah, very, very, very cool stuff. So I'm gonna see if I could get back to my glass work now. Maybe some other things will come through. Thank you for listening.